Fox 7 Austin, News at Noon.
Back up! Stop!
Williamson County Sheriff Robert Chody says a deputy was nearly killed after a highly intoxicated driver was caught on camera driving off with a deputy hanging on the car. Hi everybody, thanks for joining us. We start with that incredible video you just saw out of Williamson County.
Yeah, Sheriff Chody says the driver was in possession of marijuana and cough syrup. Fox 7 Austin's Noel Newton joins us live from Williamson County with more on this. Noel.
Yeah, somehow the deputy escaped uninjured. Now, she made that traffic stop after she noticed the driver was sitting at a light through several light cycles. The trouble begins about a minute into their interaction when she's asking for his driver's license.
You don't have it? Back up! Stop!
And here with me live is Sheriff Robert Chody. Sheriff Chody, you talked to the deputy. Man, watching that video, it makes me pretty emotional. I'm worried about her. How was she feeling this morning?
She is fine. She's done no injuries, no physical injuries, no type of injuries at all. She obviously the adrenaline is dumping on her now, and she's thankful that she's okay and thankful that all officers involved were okay. Because what you don't see is another officer, that a sergeant that helps her, and it's pretty much quickly resolved. But because she pretty much had it resolved at the end, but she's doing good as best can be.
Tell me, how in the world was she able to hang on through all of this?
I don't know, because during this time, when you see the video where when she reaches for the keys from the suspect's hand and caught off guard and being forced to be in the car, the suspect is trying to push her out of the car. And this young deputy officer, somewhat of a rookie officer, is fighting to stay in the car and was completely justified, from what I see thus far, of using deadly force. And she chose not to, and to use the taser to succumb the individual. So it amazes me when I see some of the remarks on my Twitter that people want to talk about my sarcasm or what the deputy could have done or should have done. What about the fact that the deputy didn't get injured and the deputy is here and protected the public, and that's what her initial response was, with getting a possible drunk driver out. But yet they want to pinpoint others. But she's doing good, we're happy to say, and I'm proud of the efforts that our deputy did. And being who she is, a new deputy into our agency, being a month cut out loose, it even just shows how her integrity and her confidence, and we're proud to have her here at Williamson County.
Thank you, Sheriff. And tell me the charge that you believe you will file on this.
The charge is going to be an aggravated assault on a public servant, which is a felony, and the bond has already been set at $500,000 for this case.
Thank you so much, Sheriff. And Sheriff right now is holding on to the identity of the deputy. It will be released within 48 hours, and we will have more with him tonight at 5, so be sure and watch. Reporting live in Williamson County, Noel Newton, Fox 7 Austin News.
Round Rock police are still looking for suspects after a violent robbery at Hop Dottie. It happened at the Round Rock location back on February 1st. During the robbery, a store employee was grabbed and her mouth was covered while two men took the contents of the safe. At least one of the robbers had a gun. No customers were inside when this happened. If you know anything about this case, you're asked to please call Round Rock Police.
Well, San Marcos police are still looking for at least one kid they believed was involved in an early morning car theft. One of the other suspects accidentally fired a shot during the incident. Fox 7 Austin's Jacqueline Sarkeesian, she has more from San Marcos. Investigators are waiting for the autopsy report before releasing more about a body found in a Northeast Austin home following a fire. Video was recorded by a witness that shows flames coming from that home as first responders arrived on the scene. Fencing is placed up around that house to keep the area secure during the investigation. The house had been rented out in the past, but neighbors and family members of the previous owners thought that it was empty. Investigators have posted signs asking for tips from anyone who may know anything about the fire. If you have any information, call the AFD Arson Hotline. That number is 1-877-434-7345.
We're learning a little bit more about the death of a U.S. Border Patrol agent. In November, Rogelio Martinez was found in a ditch along the Mexican border. Another agent was injured but survived. An autopsy report showed the agent died from blunt force trauma to the head, but the cause of the death remains undetermined. Some elected officials initially called the incident an attack, but authorities say the agent may have fallen accidentally.
The deadliest flu season in recent history is now affecting Willie Nelson. He apparently had to cancel all his shows this month, 8 performances in all. Willie's publicist says that the 84-year-old looks as healthy as ever, but his doctor determined his voice needs more time to recuperate before he can perform again. Willie's tour is expected to resume early next month.
Well, it appears once again the government is running out of money and will shut down if Congress can't work out a budget by tomorrow. Immigration, still one of the most contentious topics in Washington. Yesterday, the president was quoted as saying, quote, "I'd love to see a shutdown if Democrats refuse his plan or refuse to back his immigration proposals." And top House Democrats reportedly oppose the potential Senate budget pact unless GOP leaders promise a vote on Dreamers. Yesterday, House members voted in favor of a stopgap spending bill that would fund the government through March 23rd. It includes an increase in money for the military through the end of the fiscal year, but does not include a fix for DACA, which is set to expire in March. Once again, lawmakers have until tomorrow to reach a deal.